So it is the day after UFC 304 in Manchester, England. Don't ask me what's going on with my hair. I just woke up. But I'd really like to kind of get into this. I only got 10 minutes. There's a lot of fights to talk about. We're going to go ahead and jump right into the main event. I don't know about everybody else, but for me, there was moments where I was like, what the hell is Canelo Alvarez doing in the cage with Leon Edwards? And I was like, oh, wait, no, that's Bilal Muhammad. Holy shit. Uh, Bilal Muhammad came in with a perfect game plan. This is what he needed to do. He needed to not give Leon any space to work with. And if you notice, as soon as the round would start, he would come across the octagon, go past the middle of the octagon, and kind of immediately have Leon's back to the cage. This was never addressed by Leon, you know, and it is part of what made Bilal's game plan successful. There's one of the embeddeds where Bilal was kind of talking about how they've had like 3 camps for Leon, and they really did come up with the perfect strategy to win this fight. If you watch Leon Edwards fight, it's not really the hands that are the danger. It's the kicks. It's the buildup of damage in the leg kicks, the body kicks, and then it kind of opens up the head kicks. They never gave him the space to do that. You know, I don't know. I'd have to look at the stats, but Leon, I can guarantee you, didn't throw as many kicks as he did in like the Colby fight, in the Usman fight. It didn't come anywhere close to that. It was a brilliant game plan. If you didn't watch my last video, but I did say that Leon's not a great fighter once he is tired. And I think Bilal did a good job of just going out there, taking the first 2 rounds and just kind of wearing him down. Leon still did have some moments of success in the 3rd round, taking his back, sliced him up at the end of the 5th, but it just wasn't enough. Like Leon just kind of, he becomes like dejected. I don't know. Like he doesn't impose his will if the fight's not going for, his way. So, tough night to kind of end his title reign so quickly on a guy that he, said that wasn't on his level. But you have to give it up to Bilal. Like, even though he's not the most exciting fighter, he's not, the UFC is probably not thrilled to have him as their champion. Even last night, Dana White said that it wasn't exactly a barn burner, and it wasn't. And a lot of his fights aren't. What he did is, for 11 fights in a row, he's found a way to win. He's made himself undeniable. Like he was the next guy to fight for the belt, and he took his moment and he won. This is like a testament to who Bilal is, how he believes in himself, how he believes in his team. It's a beautiful thing, whether you like the guy or not. This dude went out there and he fulfilled his dream. Like, how can you hate on that? I mean, I'm sure people still will, but, that's on them. It's not so much on him. So congrats to him. He's a new welterweight champion. He has a lot of young, up-and-coming dudes who I'm sure they're licking their chops to get that Bilal fight because they think he's a beatable guy. I don't know how long his reign is going to be because 170 is absolutely stacked. But, we'll see. We'll see how this plays out for him. We'll see what the next fight is. I'm going to kind of guess that the UFC is going to be like, all right, Shavkat, it's your turn. So, yeah. The co-main event, Tom Aspinall versus Curtis Blades, that was, pretty quick. I think I said that it'd be done in less than 2 rounds. It was done in 60 seconds. That's an impressive thing to do to a guy like Curtis Blades. When I do that in the bedroom, nobody's ever cheering, so it's just, it's cool that he's able to do that. What's next for him? Obviously, they say the winner of Stipe versus John Jones. I personally, I think it's the only way he's really going to get the opportunity to fight one of those guys if he's the backup for November, which I think they already said that he's going to be, and one of those guys gets hurt. Because you have to understand, John Jones and Stipe, like, they haven't fought regularly for a long time. So getting through a training camp at their age with their mileage, because it's not so much how old you are, it's like how much wear and tear the body has, but to get through a training camp and be healthy at the end of it, and then not only that, but let's say they both do make it through this training camp, and then Tom's next, then they have to make it through another training camp for a big dude like Tom. Like, I'm not going to get my hopes up. This is not how necessarily the MMA gods work. I think that after last night, a lot of people look at Tom as the actual heavyweight champion. I think they look at him as the best heavyweight that there is out there right now. I wouldn't be surprised if he has another fight between fighting Stipe and John, if that ever happens, or if, he's just sitting out forever waiting for those fights, almost like a Michael Chandler kind of thing. If he sits out and waits for John for a really long time, if John ever, goes through with it at all. But I think Tom is the best heavyweight on the planet. I think he showcased it once again. I do think that, it's going to be hard to reign at heavyweight, because even I think Curtis maybe caught him with one, maybe two good shots, but it doesn't take a lot to lose in the heavyweight division. So the fact that he's essentially undefeated, he blew out his knee, yada yada, but he's essentially undefeated. It's an impressive thing. Congrats to Tom. What a, just it could not have gone any better for him. Next fight, Paddy Pimblett versus Bobby Green. This is Paddy has a lot of doubters. I think I did say in my last video, like the grappling levels just weren't going to be on the same. But what really surprised me is that Paddy, he was kind of, I'm not going to say picking him apart, that would be generous, but he was tagging him from a range that Bobby Green was having trouble with. Yeah, Bobby Green would like point at his leg or point at his face after getting hit and be like, oh yeah, that was nothing. But it was enough to make Bobby Green shoot for a takedown, and he got caught. As soon as that happened, it was the beginning of the end. He jumped that guillotine. Paddy jumped the guillotine. He kind of set himself up for the triangle. It was just, once he was in, Paddy's world, there was no getting out. I'm happy for Paddy. He gets he's another dude. He gets a lot of shit. He got famous pretty young. Gets a lot of attention. People always love to hate on that. People always love to like pick you apart. Oh, you're not as good as, your hype levels. Like, it doesn't match. He won. He's going to be a ranked lightweight. There's a long road ahead of him for sure. I hope he gets the Renato Moicano fight, because I just think the build-up would be interesting. Who wouldn't love to see him go up against Money Moicano? Yeah, man, happy for Paddy. He looked good. He really looked good. The next fight, we're running out of time here, so I'm going to just kind of quickly go over these. Gregory Rodriguez. I said in the last video, who would want to fight that dude? He's so just fucking just dense and carved out of granite. Like, he just kind of was manhandling Christian Leroy Duncan. It just, it was never really a question once that first round, kind of how that first round went. Like, it was all RoboCop all the way. It was a good fight. The pacing of the card kind of got weird because there was a lot of decisions, but, there were some good wins for some guys. Arnold Allen, he's back on track. He had the fight against Giga. Giga came out in the first round, did pretty good, but it was kind of all Arnold Allen from there. I'm happy for him that he's back on track. Tough go for Giga, though. He doesn't fight a lot, so to come back on a loss, so that's tough. But Nathaniel Wood put up another good performance. Like I said, I still think he's undersized for the division. I think it was kind of apparent in the third round where he got put on his butt and just like never got up. I think he's going to have some trouble against some really good wrestlers in that division. But the striking looks nice. It looks nice. He's pretty slick with it. Molly McCann, that was a tough go against Bruna Brazil. She really didn't have much for her. At the very end, she tried to jump on the back there, but it was like too little too late. We'll see where her career goes from here. Jake Hadley had a good win against the dude with the weird head. The dude from Super Soldiers, apparently. The Mohamed Mokaev fight was such a fucking snoozer that he was cut from the UFC despite being 23 and undefeated. Like, I don't know. All the trash talk, like, what was that? Oban Elliott looked good. Modestas Bukauskas had a good fight. Sam Patterson looked good. Mick Parkin, that's Tom's homie, he looked good. He got a knockout. And then all the way down to the ladies, Shauna Bannon versus Alice Ardeline. Alice Ardeline kind of caked up a little bit. look for that in the future. Very marketable. Anyway, I think my time is up. I might have gone over. I'm not sure, but that is UFC 304. We'll see what happens. We'll see what comes of this. I gotta go. I gotta drink some coffee. I gotta get ready for my day. But thanks for watching.